Hey guys, what is going on? Joel here, and welcome to Back in the Day, and welcome to the fourth and final video in my Remembering Christmas of 1990. So, before I start this video, I actually want to dedicate this to my good buddy Tom from Retro Death. The reason being, okay, as you can see, obviously, Turtles 2, the arcade game. Tom, if you remember, I don't remember which video it was myself, but I was doing, it might have been my Defender of the Crown video, and I talked about there was a lot of games that I had purchased from eBay some years ago. It was a lot. It was 5 games. It was Super Mario Brothers 3, Defender of the Crown, Batman, DuckTales, and I said there was a 5th game. And as you recall, it was this game, Turtles 2, the arcade game. And I remember in one of the videos saying that about the lot, but I was waiting, I guess, later to announce the other one. But if you look back on other videos, I think I had mentioned it. But you would ask me if it was totally rad, and I answered with, "It's not totally rad, but it's totally rad." So here you go, Tom. This video is for you for that reason, and for the fact that I know you're also a Turtles fan. Especially with the tattoo that you got a couple of years ago for you and your brothers there on your shoulder. So, yeah, this is going to wrap up my Christmas of 1990 expose look back, if you will. Now, this game I did not receive for the Christmas of 1990, but why this one is part of that was because my best friend Mike Keebler got this for the Christmas of 1990, and I didn't even know it. Now, I remember I think that it was the August-September issue of Nintendo Power, and I remember, I have that issue, I have two copies of that issue. They had showcased games that were going to be coming out, and one of them was the Turtles 2 arcade game, and we were so stoked because we loved the arcade version, and I mean, like I said before, I mean, everybody had the copy of the original Ninja Turtles, and we all loved it. We loved it. You know, even though it was insanely difficult, it was still a fun game. We still loved it, but we were super stoked when Turtles 2, the arcade game, was going to come out. And as I recall from that, it didn't mention when. So it was like the day after Christmas, Mike came over to my house, and I was like, "Oh, so what did you get?" And I was kind of showing him my games, and he pulled out, he's like, "I got Turtles 2, the arcade game." And it was like, forget the games that I got. We ran up to my room and we threw this in, and it was like, let the battle commence. And wow, this was all we played for the better part of that winter break, the Christmas vacation. So the memories surrounding this game are mammoth, because it was so indicative of really that Christmas break. You know, I mean, it was with RBI Baseball, Platoon, River City Ransom, and Dr. Mario, but this really solidified it. So when I found that lot on eBay where, you know, I had the 5 games, Mario 3, Batman, DuckTales, Defender of the Crown, and this, Defender of the Crown was the only one of that game, only one of the games of those 5 that I had no connection to and didn't really care, but I wanted the other 4 games that I was like, I don't care, I'll get, you know. And honestly, I think I paid $170 for that entire lot. And if you look at, I mean, I got at least 4 quality, amazing shape games. 5 all amazing shape games, but I mean, 4 of them are actually quite sought after at this point. So that was a hell of a deal. Like I said, I'm glad I got into collecting when I did. If I'd waited later, I'd have been paying out the nose for this stuff. But this game was just absolutely amazing. I mean, it was nothing when you went to an arcade and they had Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I mean, if there wasn't a line, you were in luck. So for this to be ported to the NES was just amazing for us. And with the added 2 levels of the snow-covered New York City and the Shogun level. But just such iconic box art of the four turtles on skateboards busting through the wall, and then you had the coupon for the free personal pan pizza from Pizza Hut, which really looking back does kind of surprise me considering in the movie, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie, they ate Domino's pizza. But I remember, well, no, I guess it doesn't really surprise me though now, because I do remember there was some sort of a marketing deal with Pizza Hut and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. As I remember, they had the live action stage show that went city to city where they sang and danced. That I was not about. To me, that just seemed very hokey. But yeah, let's open this up and we'll see what we have inside. There we go. Trying to be very careful because this is in really nice shape. Yeah, so we're gonna have like 5 minutes of unboxing of me just trying to get the damn game out of. There we go. Oh, there we go. There's. So I do believe this one is a complete Good Vibe. I know you will tell me what I'm missing or what I may not have. All right, so I don't know if this is a later advert or not. I don't think so because, see, I kept thinking that this was like a mid-90s, but I could be completely wrong. Actually, Good Vibe, if you should do a video on the different Nintendo Power adverts and what years came in what. I think that'd be a great idea for a video. So there was that. And the Konami / Ultra, like a warranty type card. And then your poster / it wasn't really a poster. Showcasing different games. So you had Snake's Revenge, Mission Impossible, but it's obviously that was before they had done the box art. Silent Service, Kings of the Beach, Cubert, Gyrus, Skate or Die, Defender of the Crown, Metal Gear, and the original Ninja Turtles. So, pretty cool little advert there. So before we get to the instruction manual, let's take a look at the cart. Nice clean label. At the end of the video, I will I'll explain too why the label's kind of peeling up a little bit. Looks like why the last of why that Christmas was so bittersweet for me, and it will put more things into perspective, perhaps. Welcome to the world of Ultra. Man, I mean, I remember as a kid too, I was a huge fan of the Ninja Turtles. Huge fan. Maybe not as big as some people were, but I did. I watched the cartoon religiously. I had I didn't have all of the action figures. I had the 4 Turtles and I had Shredder, and for me that was good enough. Surprisingly though, my favorite character was Casey Jones. I loved Casey Jones. I never got him as an action figure. I never asked for him though. Quite honestly, my birthday of 1990, when I turned 12, that was actually the last birthday or even like kind of holiday that I ever asked for toys. And I got Batman toys. And then that was it. After that, it all became about clothes and video games. So here we have the different levels. Let's take a look here. streets and or the building. You can make it into April's apartment, and then the streets of New York, and then down into the sewers. And then Tora, you go to Central Park, that was added. And back to the streets. The Shogun level, that was added. And then the Technodrome. And your different enemies here. Tubular Transport, Stone Warrior, Frosty the Hitman. Foot Soldiers in the Black Hawk, Roadkill Rodney, Foot Soldiers, Mausers. Oh, and these were in the Shogun. Venom, Blade, and Vincent Van Growl. Chairman of... I love the puns. Giant Stone Warrior, you had Baxter Stockman, Krang, Tora and Shogun, which is weird that they were added. Were they ever... I don't remember them ever being in the cartoon. Tora, maybe? I don't ever remember Shogun. Bebop and Rocksteady and Shredder. Treat your Ultra Games cassette carefully. That's right, don't wing it around like a pizza. And then that's it. And then you had your free personal pan pizza. Let's see here. Dine in or carry out. Well, no more dine-ins right now. Offer expires December 31st, 1991. So I'm pretty sure that's past its prime. But just the fact that I still have, you know, part of me wants to be a smart ass and go over to our local Pizza Hut with this and say, hey, is this still redeemable? But yeah, I mean, I'm glad, because I'm sure there are a lot of kids that cut that out. I mean, we never thought that this stuff was going to be worth anything. We never thought we were going to want it ever again. So, but what made this Christmas so bittersweet at the absolute very end was, so, as you recall, I said that I went to a Catholic middle school. Well, because things were so just downright shitty at my house because my parents always fighting, I was never the biggest like schoolwork kid to begin with, but that became even worse. So my 7th grade teacher, Sister Ann Marvin, whom I actually had met up with a few years ago. Great woman. She was a great teacher, but drove me nuts when I was in 7th grade. Was a nun, and it's funny, you know, but she was not one that would, like, if you failed something, she wouldn't just fail you. She would mark everything to correct the mistakes, and you would be able to correct the mistakes and then turn it back in for a better grade. I didn't want to do that. I was content, just give me the F, I don't care. But one of the things she was famous for was that would compound into what was considered, I guess, back work. So right before, and damn it, she would always do this before every like winter break, spring break. It was a thing, like a compiling theme with her. She'd give you all this work as soon as you would leave and say, okay, well, you have all your vacation, get all this done and then bring it back in. I didn't want to do that. No kid, I don't care who you are, wants to be stuck doing homework and back work over your winter break. You want to have fun, you want to play video games, you want to go out and play in the snow with your friends, things like that. So that was the farthest thing from my mind. Didn't want to do it. So I went back to school and I didn't turn any of my work in. So it was the end of my winter break. I had gone, it was the first day back. So we had gone to bed. It was probably about 9 o'clock at night. My dad always had to go to bed early because he had to get up at like 3 o'clock in the morning. He drove 2 hours to work every day. You can see he worked as an air traffic controller at Fort Benning, or not Fort Benning, that was where he retired from, at Griffiths Air Force Base in Rome, New York. So from our house in Waterloo, it was over a 2-hour drive. So he had to get up early, and phone rings. I really didn't care. I was laying in bed. I hadn't quite fallen asleep. So I hear the bedroom door open and the footsteps come over, and I see this kind of shadowy figure in my doorway, and my dad's like, hey, that was Sister Ann on the phone. She said you were supposed to have brought home schoolwork. You never did. You never finished it. And yeah, so I got in trouble for that, for being lazy, for not doing my schoolwork, and subsequently I was no longer allowed to have friends over for quite some time to play video games. All my new games got taken away from me, and I lost my Nintendo privileges for quite a few months. So yeah, that was the end of the Christmas of 1990, and I have nobody to blame for that little kerfuffle but myself. That was my fault. So yeah, so that was why, in a nutshell, with everything, with my parents' issues and whatnot, that the Christmas of 1990 was a bittersweet. So I want to thank you guys so very much. I hope you've enjoyed this series of unboxings. Let me set that up all nice there. I've honestly enjoyed these little trips down memory lane. As cathartic as they were, but I honestly, obviously this is going to be uploaded before Christmas Day. I want to wish all of my viewers, every one of you guys, a very, very Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year. I want to thank you guys so much for all the love and support that you've shown me over this last year, getting me to well over 100 subs. I want to keep that number going. I'm looking forward to the new year. Who knows? I may put one more video up before the end of the year. I don't know. I'll definitely be doing an end of the year vlog to kind of recap the shit show that was 2020 and what happened around here. But once again, thank you guys so much. Merry Christmas, wonderful New Year, and I will see you in 2021. Later.